MSDNC host Alex Wagner spoke to members of the Black Republican Club of Philadelphia as well as black men at a barbershop in Philadelphia. And here's what they had to say about Kamala Harris and Obama's controversial comments about the brothers. And, of course, maybe they're a little sexist. Take a look.
We're voting for Donald Trump unequivocally, period. No one else is going to persuade us.
He's more strong-minded in a way. He's focused on what we got to focus on. Like, he doesn't play. That's what I respect about him.
He doesn't take BS. He's not going to hear it. He's a businessman. He's not there for the fluff talk of politics. We need someone strong.
I don't think that she has what it takes to go up against Putin and go up against these other presidents that are built for this.
Obama made remarks on the campaign trail. He was at a stop, I think at Pittsburgh, right? And he said, I think there's some brothers out there who are on the fence, and they're saying it's because of this or that, but I think, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's because they have a problem electing a woman as president.
I was deeply offended, and it felt like a moment where it's like, you N-words better get in line and do what we say. And the general tone of it was disgusting. It was abhorrent. I don't respect it. I didn't like nothing about it.
And breaking now, new poll, Trump is receiving record levels of support for a Republican from African-American men and and Latino-American men. And breaking tonight, Wall Street Journal poll, Donald Trump has opened up a 3-point lead nationally against Kamala Harris. That is a big number. Here with reaction, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator, first, let's respond to I guess you'd call it the town hall, if you will, that they had on MSDNC. I don't think those were the answers that they were expecting.
Well, Sean, it is a great time to be Donald J. Trump. He is making record gains with African-American young men as well as Hispanic young men. Why? Sean, the answer is crystal clear. He has a record of success. Perhaps one of the greatest presidents in my lifetime for African-American issues, from college funding to low unemployment, high enthusiasm, wages growing faster at the bottom than the top. But he also focused on things like crime and sickle cell anemia, research helping to accelerate the path to cures. And at the exact same time, Democrats, Sean, are losing their minds because they're losing their voters. When Kamala Harris has said there's nothing she would change about the Biden years, that means that the average family, black or white, losing $1,000 a month in spending power, she wouldn't change that. Open borders, letting Venezuelan gangs in, as you talked about earlier, that's ravishing and devastating black poor communities, she wouldn't change any of that either. Crime destroys communities of color, and the poorest Americans feel it first. What would she do? Nothing. Of course, black men, Hispanics, like every other man in this country, is looking at Donald Trump as the solution and Kamala Harris as the problem. This is what we call in South Carolina common sense. It's a good time to be a Republican, but a great time to be Donald J. Trump.
You know, if you look at unemployment in the Trump years before the pandemic, record low after record low for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace, African American youth on unemployment. The growth rate nationally was a whopping 6.8%, but 7.9% for African Americans, 7.1% for Hispanic Americans, 10.6% for Asian Americans, all record highs in terms of new income levels for all of these groups. And as incomes grew, the poverty rate dropped to a whopping 60-year low, the largest reduction in poverty in over 50 years, lifting 4.1 million people out of poverty. And if you compare that to the Obama years, they increased the number of people in poverty by almost 1 million. And this is from the White House Council of Economic Advisors. Those are real numbers.
It's remarkable, Sean. And here's the other thing that President Trump did. He signed my Opportunity Zone legislation that has brought $84.7 billion into majority minority communities, not from the federal government, but from the private sector. What's the difference? Well, the private sector creates jobs. The government gives handouts. Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, and all of America, we don't want handouts. We want a hand up. So the fact of the matter is that President Trump focused on making sure the average American, no matter the color of your skin, had more opportunities, which led to higher enthusiasm and very low inflation. Listen, African American unemployment went under 6% for the first time. Hispanic unemployment under 5% for the first time. Asian under 3%. We want a president not only that can handle the domestic issues at home, we also want a president who can handle the global stage without falling asleep or without people saying, no comment, no confidence. When President Trump shows up on the global stage, he demands respect and he gets it. It's time for the city on the hill to be the rising sun that people keep watching. That's America, and that's under Donald J. Trump.
All right, Senator Tim Scott, we appreciate you being with us as always. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.